Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna go over how I made a heck ton of gil with the brand new EU servers. This will go over what I sold so far, what is good for selling at the start of the brand new servers, especially useful for the folks on NA, what is good for selling right now, and everything I recommend for the future. Any and all lists will be mentioned down below, and YouTube members, Twitch subs, and Discord boosters do get access to these lists earlier. So with all that being said, let's get into it. As you can see, the brand new servers on EU are super populated now. I feel like over the week it probably tripled in capacity, and the best thing is it's only gonna get better. And since I started on this character particularly at the very beginning, I have a whole lot of things that I sold at the very start, and what I'm selling right now that is working out for me. I do have another alt on the other brand new server, but I'm particularly focusing on this one today. Now this is what I made at the start, excluding 1 million, because I did get 1 million extra for leveling this character up to 30. But what I did is I basically went over, of course, and I'll show you, I went and bought a whole lot of dyes that I was going to flip and a whole lot of leveling gear that I did manage to flip. Now the dyes, I thought people were gonna buy them like crazy, but it actually didn't work out and I wasted a lot of gil that way. When you buy that much dye, it ends up to be, not very cheap at all, but other things that I did do managed to work out quite well. So this is some of the leveling gear that I sold up from around the start of July. Now coming towards the end, what I basically went and did is I went to other servers and I bought the cheapest leveling gear I could find at high quality. These were selling for around 1k up to highest 5k, and I posted everything for around 65k to 45k, and they've been selling quite steadily. But that wasn't my main money maker. My main money maker was the glamour. Now, like I said, since I leveled my character up to 30, I got a free bonus 1 million gil. And when you hit level 30, you really look like a sprout. You're in sprout garb, and what do you want to do? You want to look fabulous. So you go ahead and think, well, I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to switch servers. I can just spend the million I got on some glamour to look a bit better, and that's exactly what a lot of people did. So I went ahead and crafted these pieces specifically, and also these pieces. The best thing is you're selling at an absolute premium. These prices for taffeta loincloths I sold, this regularly goes around 40k to 50k. It was selling at 285. Now it has dropped to around 90 to 100k, but still from the average of 30 to 40 to 50k up to 90k, that is still an increase in 50k for just selling on the right server. But this was the best at the very beginning of the server. As you can see, these animal suspenders and gambesons sold for 90 to 95k, when in reality I just hopped over to my neighboring server, purchased it for 1,500 gil, and posted it here for this mean nasty price. Now this only worked for the very beginning days of the server when nobody has caught on to this, but if you are on NA, this will of course probably work for you, since servers will be coming out later on and people will probably forget about this video, unless you of course don't forget. Now this is again only good at the very start because people caught on, but other things like the Griffno breast guard and the Griffno skin pantlets still sell quite well, and it's very cheap to go ahead either to craft yourself or to go ahead on a neighboring server and buy. Again, I just went over to neighboring servers here and I bought some of the cheapest leveling gear and posted it. And here are some leveling accessories, but people often forget to go ahead and sell accessories, even though a lot of people need accessories, especially when you level. Now that might not look like a ton, but I really didn't do any undercutting. I only started undercutting the last 2 days because I noticed people are actually here now and people are actually getting a bit competitive. So now if you're gonna go ahead and start doing this, you're gonna have to do a lot more undercutting than I did at the start, but it's still quite viable, and just looking at the flipping part, it is very easy to do. So now let's wrap it up, and what exactly was good to sell at the very start? Well, glamour, whether that would be cheap glamour, the Animos stuff that I had sold previously worth a 150 gil but sold for 95k, or basic glamour such as the Gilmaking gown, the Avenarian pieces, Gilmaking gown, raincoats, the adventuring sweater, and etc. These are especially good at the start. Also at the start, fresh leveling gear, whether that would be cheap or not, any kind of high quality leveling gear is good. Now I do still sell these at the minute, but am I gonna keep restocking these? Not quite. I will restock specific pieces, but these kind of in between ones I'm not gonna really focus on, since more people will be at max level and the leveling craze will kind of die out. Now it has been around a month since the server released, so I would still say it's pretty new. But after this month, again, I'm gonna stop selling these. I'm gonna move on to other things, which I will go into in just a bit. Now, what can we start selling right now that is gonna be especially good? Well, of course, glamour will remain to be quite good. Still, people are still reaching level 30 and they're still getting that extra 1 mil, so pay attention to the glamour, expensive or not. Next would be crafting and gathering leveling gear. Now that people are kind of getting tired of leveling their job, they're probably going to go ahead and start leveling their crafter and gatherers. This could include the gear portion and the accessory portion. Don't leave out the accessories because they are needed, and most people tend to forget to go ahead and craft those too. But in going along with leveling your crafters and gatherers, there is something that is quite necessary, and that would be your crafter and gatherer leveling quests. Now, each quest line requires certain high quality items from the crafter, and what do people do for these quests? Well, they go ahead to the market board and just buy them out. Now, this is just an example of the Weaver quest line, the Chivalric Doublet of Healing. Now, this guy, he figured it out. He knows that people are going to go ahead and start buying right around now, and what you would usually buy for around 35 to 45k, you can sell it on the brand new server for 105,000. If you are interested in the crafter and gatherer leveling quest items, I do have all the lists for each of the jobs in my Discord, so if you're interested in that, I do recommend checking that out. Also, something else that is super lucrative is leave quest items. Again, people are finally getting it to level their crafters, and they're lazy and want to get as much XP as possible with the least amount of time, and the best shortcut would just to go off on the market board and buy your leave quest items and turn them in that way. It is the same on my server currently, and it is even better on this server right now. This is the only time where you're gonna get a whole lot of people leveling other than the start of the expansion, so I do heavily recommend this. And of course, Teamcraft has an amazing function that allows you to go ahead and see all the leave quests in the exact level range that you would prefer, and for the exact job that you would also prefer. So if you go over here to leave quests, put in the class that you want and the level range, you'll get, of course, the list of all that you want, and you can go ahead and add things to the list that you would like to create. So what can you be selling in the future with these brand new servers? The part that I'm most excited for is the housing district, which a lot of people are excited for, mainly getting a house, because this is the only time in a long while at least that we got a brand new server with fresh, free, open housing districts. That means a ton of people are here just for the house, and they're going to be decorating like crazy. That's where I come in and I get all excited because I know I can make a heck ton of gil. And if you have seen my vendor flipping video with housing items, I made around 10 million with just flipping from the vendor on a single character on Lofi, which is not as populated as some servers, but we didn't get a whole lot of housing. There wasn't a whole lot of new homeowners. There were quite a bit, but not as much as we're gonna get soon. So what I do recommend is you have at least one free character, if not two if you don't have extra retainers. And I recommend having the character right in the housing district next to the housing vendor so you can go ahead and flip a ton of items. I also recommend having space for crafted housing items as well. Vendor flipped items are good, but the crafted ones are also going to sell quite well. And I also recommend having a lot of crafted exteriors on these characters so you can go ahead and sell them as well. Now with the exteriors, since they are so expensive and you can't put them on a mannequin to go ahead and transfer them safely, I do recommend having a friend so you can go ahead, trade them, you log into your alt, and they come and trade you back your items. But only do this with people you trust, of course, because the exteriors are quite pricey. I also recommend for the upcoming brand new Savage raids is having materia. Materia will probably most likely be more expensive here on average than other servers, so I do recommend if you are stockpiling to give some to your alt on this server a little bit as well. I also recommend on these brand new servers to go ahead and sell raid food. Now raid food is going to be especially expensive because number one, there is a lack of max level crafters and gatherers compared to our normal servers, and there will be a lack of items on the market board as a whole. Food is going to be expensive, and people, especially right before they raid, they don't want to be going ahead and transferring servers for the best deal. Now, of course, that also includes raid potions, but also crafting and gathering food and pots is also going to be quite good. Again, lack of max level crafters and lack of supply. Now, of course, there will be a whole ton of demand, because it's a brand new patch and people are going to be here raiding, and those who are crafting are going to need this food. So I do recommend also selling this in the future. And you can even sell it now. This is quite expensive for what it is. I assume it will probably go down because 10k is a little bit too much. But even still, if it's 10k, you can sell it at 10k and you can go ahead and make quite a bit. Now that's it for my predictions. Of course, a lot of things can turn out completely different ways, but I'm pretty content with what I've made so far and what I'm guessing for in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this could help you, whether you've started to make a bit of guild yourself on these brand new servers, or you're someone on NA trying to prepare for what's in the future with your brand new servers. So guys, thank you so much for watching once again. Hopefully if you are on this server, you will get your brand new house. Good luck to you. Thank you to everyone that supports me on Twitch, Discord, and YouTube. You all keep the channel going. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye guys.